Hey everyone, welcome back to the Solar Panel Collective. Since this is my second one for the day, we rise through shared light. I'm Ryan, great having you here, great having your energy here. I just wanted to do a quick second video. This just actually occurred to me. I'm watching some tarot readings and videos and stuff on YouTube, and it just hit me. Like, I don't know if it's like intuition epiphany or like I got a download and it was like ding, light turned on. But there was a lot of, I was like I hearing a lot of today, like synchronicity, learning from your past selves, things like that. And also at the same time, I was thinking about what I used to do and what I don't do now as much. And for me, with all the synchronicities of, like, I could be a reincarnation of a god, specifically Ra, the sun god, or I am tied to their energy, their lineage in some way. And actually, more recently, I'm tied to all gods. And after getting that, after having that message, that download, that information, and then what I just thought of today, it hit me. I used to be a very avid video game player. I used to be like a Twitch streamer and everything, and I probably put over 2,000 hours a year into video games, except this year. Well, except the past couple of years, but this year specifically, it's kind of tapered off. In the past years, I still was streaming and everything up until close to the beginning of this year, in which I really haven't streamed playing video games, or I haven't really played video games all that much this year. I would say I'm probably at around 40 hours, maybe, of total playing video games this year, where I used to probably average 2,000 hours a year. And I'm only at 50 in August. That's, or 40, probably like close to 40 in August. That to me, that's a huge shift in patterns. And that's what people would look at, is why the dramatic shift. And I was thinking to myself, because I was hearing in readings and stuff, like, you're learning from your past selves and everything like that, and don't force yourself, don't feel like you're forcing yourself into something. You're walking through it, and it, like, after, like, as all this is going in my ear, like, as all this information is going in my head, listening it and getting downloads, it just went click. In my past, I was such an avid lover of video games because video games were another world. They were another reality. People would say, like, you're escaping this reality by playing video games. No, you're not escaping reality, unless fair enough, you are just completely ignoring everything that is happening around you and you are playing video games. Like, you don't care about your finances, your bills, like your health, anything. But for me, it wasn't so much an escape, it was practice, because I loved all genres of video games, like first-person shooters, third-person, RPG, RTS, MMO, like everything, puzzle, mystery, you name it. I play video games. That used to be a definition of me. Like, I was an avid video game player. But now I'm realizing I was playing video games to practice what I'm coming into. Because my desire, my drive to play video games, like, is almost non-existent now. And the synchronicities that I'm getting, that I am either like a god reborn, reincarnate, or that I am tied to all gods, or that I am a god reborn, I am tied to all gods. And like, I'm going to be going into a leadership role, I'm going to be helping people, things like that. I'm going to be in the spotlight. Yeah. So all that information. So knowing all of that and coming up with the epiphany, I had been playing video games to practice the roles that I had in past lives. The video games were not necessarily like a specific glimpse into a past life that I've been into. Like, it wasn't a total recreation, but it was like the experience was like going through a past life. Doing RTS games and commanding from a grand view, like a grand scale. Space games, like space opera games, commanding fleets, or going all the way down into a first person and controlling a specific individual, or RPGs where like getting into the role of the character or a group of characters. It's just there's or God games like Black and White 2, or city building games, or games like Pharaoh, or Age of Mythology. Just all of these games, I played them to practice. And I'm being told that you played them to practice what you are awakening and moving into. And you no longer feel like you need to practice. Like my soul, my energy, my divine being no longer feels like it needs to practice. Because I am moving into those roles. I'm moving into that purpose. I don't, and this may sound weird. A lot of people, like, when they're looking into a flame or a scrying crystal, they'll see images and things, but I'm actually seeing it in the ether. I'm actually seeing it in just the space. Because I will show you what I am looking at right in front of me, just across, is a wall. That's all I'm looking at. That's all I'm looking at. And I am seeing, not on the wall specifically, because if I look over here, I can see it. If I look over here, I can see it. If I look up, I can see it. I have that kind of, it's very mild, like TV looking static. So it, like, a bunch of multicolored, always fluctuating, kind of just static. I want to say like snow, but it's not necessarily snow. It's like static, but instead of like the black and white, it's all color, and it's just always moving. It's always in my vision. And I know there is a like a name for it, but I don't think it's like what that is. But I'm seeing this. While I'm explaining that, I am seeing the Eye of Ra. This is not the Eye of Horus. This is the Eye of Ra. And it's actually very specific, because if you were to look at it, and if I'm looking at it the way you're looking at it, right? Because if I flipped myself around, it should be going to the left. Because when I look at it, the eye is going to the left. And that's the Eye of Ra. The Eye of Horus is the eye where it's going to the right, where this little thing right here is going to the right. So that's, oof. Sorry, I'm just adjusting the light because it got really bright because I got close. But that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing little glimpses of the Eye of Ra because they're always faced to the left. And I'm also seeing pyramids. I'm seeing an Ankh. I saw a Sphinx. I saw a bolt of lightning. Just there's so much stuff. There's just so much stuff. But before today, I wasn't seeing that stuff. Not in the static. Before today, I wasn't seeing that in the static. So that's new. And that was after. That was after I had this epiphany. This all started showing up after I had this epiphany. So let me know if you guys are like seeing things like that. If what I'm saying kind of makes sense, leave a comment. If what I'm saying doesn't make sense, leave a comment. If you find me entertaining, go ahead and hit subscribe. If you don't find me entertaining, get the hell out of here. But yeah, it's just, it is hard for me to make the videos that I'm going through this experience, that I'm experiencing this stuff, because I also want to make the videos where like I am helping somebody awaken and realize that they're also experiencing these things. And I don't want to sound like extremely conceited because I'm making this video of, hey, this is what's happening to me. But I also want to share that experience because in me sharing, and what I'm being told is in me sharing my awakening experience, it's going to wake people up. And the more that I move through this awakening, the more I move into this role, the more I realize about myself and my past selves and who I really am. And documenting that and other people seeing that is going to shift all reality. It's like I'm the catalyst. And that's a really hard thing to accept. To be like, to hear that. I hear it, but I don't believe it. But that's also a weird position for me to be in, because I do trust. I'm trusting this whole process. I'm trusting the awakening. So if I am being told that I am the catalyst, that's because I am meant to hear that I am the catalyst now. So even though that's kind of hard to accept, I do accept it. If it's true or not. And I take every download, everything that I hear, because I hear so much. I take everything that I hear with a grain of salt. I take everything that I hear with an open mind. Because it could just be them saying that I'm the catalyst is just information that I needed to hear to continue awakening. It doesn't necessarily mean that I am the catalyst. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. So like things that you hear, or things that other mediums or psychics hear or divinate or scry, are not always necessarily exactly what source or guides or guardian angels or spirits or zero or what have you. That's not necessarily what's the word? Them saying that is not necessarily what that person needed to relay. It's not necessarily what they are. Sorry. It's something they needed to hear. It's something they needed to hear to either start a process of awakening, to unlock something, unblock something, or come to the realization that they needed to. So just because you hear something, just because something is said to you, or you download something, the message itself isn't necessarily the message. It's not necessarily the end result. It could also be an activation. It could also be a key that needed to be said to start the process of unlocking something. And in them saying that I am the catalyst, it doesn't necessarily mean that I am the catalyst to start all change. It could. And quite frankly, them saying because I am being told that I am connected to all gods. And even asking in my mind, like, are you saying humans are connected to all gods, or me specifically? And they are saying resoundingly, me specifically. And so trying to keep an open mind with that, trying to make sure that that is coming from a positive, non-malevolent being, and to also keep an open mind and not let my ego get in the way. And essentially don't get like a big head. Don't think that, oh, I'm all supreme. So I'm trying to keep myself in check and stay humble, even though like I'm getting messages and being told, stop. Accept that you're going to be in the spotlight. You don't have to be humble. Others need to be humble to you. What people don't know when they pray is they're... I don't know. That seems very controversial. I'm not going to say that. So I'm going to... No. When people pray, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What am I about to say is going to be an extremely hot topic. It is going to be extremely controversial. And I am saying this 100% not because I'm thinking it. I'm saying it because I'm hearing it. When people pray, they're not praying to who they think they're praying to. When people pray to God, they're not praying to who they think they're praying to. And yep, okay. So that makes me a little uneasy because I am not one to knock other people's spirituality or religion. You do you is very much how I've gone through life. But now I'm being told it's time to stop thinking that way. But I'm not, This is okay. I'm going to stop this video here because I don't think it is, I don't think people are ready to hear that. So I'm going to stop this here. If anything resonated with you, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below, like this video. If you find yourself coming back to my content, please don't hesitate to subscribe or hit the bell notification icon that lets you know when I put more content out. And truly, thank you so very much for each and every one of you and your energy in this space. It very much does come through. Every time that I record a video, I can feel energy that is not coming from me or necessarily high vibrational beings. So I definitely feel other people's energies while I'm recording the video, and then throughout time when I would assume people have seen the video or are watching the video. And that's not necessarily in the present. Like, I feel energy from the future. So, yeah. So again, thank you so very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.